our Facebook page, that live stream. Okay, so we're taking the live concept a little bit further, using the technology. It's gone onto YouTube. I haven't looked at the stats of YouTube yet, but it's gone onto our Facebook page, and it's already reached just under 8,000 people on our Facebook page. Come on in, guys. Grab a seat. Dom's getting ready now. He's going to be doing his signature dish. It's a rabbit lasagna. As you can see, he's got a whole rabbit here. So he's going to be talking you through how he makes his signature dish. It's something he had on at the Royal Oak, something I've been very fortunate to eat. Sorry, yeah. Tinfoil, yeah, we can get you some. You got some tinfoil with that, gentleman? Yeah, tinfoil. Cheers.
Makeshift steamer going on here.
Hey?
Makeshift steamer going on here.
Oh, right, yeah. The worst one is fryers. Chefs and fryers. We usually need a fryer. Try to get a fryer in a place like this. It's like, ooh.
What's that, tinfoil?
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, as you can see, Glenn's just finishing off there. If you want a photo, you want an autograph, go and grab him, but also grab a seat. We've got this gentleman getting ready on stage now. This is Dominic Chapman. Dominic, probably you've also seen on Great British Menu. So Dominic's come up from near Bray. He's got an amazing pub/restaurant in Bray called the Beehive. Dominic used to work at the Royal Oak in Parley Street, had a Michelin star there. Now he's got his own venture, and he's just opened a new place near Woodstock in Oxfordshire. If you get the opportunity, go and eat Dom's food. He's a really, really, really talented British chef. Very produce focused, seasonal focused, very honest food. Dom takes great ingredients, doesn't muck around with them, and does really, really tasty food. Lots of chefs doing gimmicks and all sorts of things, and when you eat it, you go, what was that? When you eat this guy's food, it tastes of what it says on the tin, basically. So Dominic's going to be on at 12 o'clock. Come on in. We haven't got many seats left. If you want to grab a seat, grab a seat. Dom's going to be doing his rabbit lasagna dish. Hopefully we'll have some samples to go into the audience for you. Those of you who ask questions, you'll get a StaffCanteen mug. As I said, we will start at 12 o'clock because it's going live onto our Facebook page. You all right? No, I didn't because I couldn't get it bloody working. I've only seen it now, but there were 11 comments.
So I did Instagram live.
Okay.
To try it with Glenn. I won't do it all on
No.
Instagram.
Yeah, okay.
And that was really popular.
It was good.
There was like 700. I took a picture of at the end. Yeah, so 707 viewers.
Brilliant. Fantastic.
And like loads of interaction and stuff.
Great.
Like things was going on.
Fantastic. So I think that had 10 comments. I thought I had 11 just a minute ago. I think someone's taken one off.
But it was just out of curiosity.
Yeah.
I thought I'd try it and see what it was like.
I will now try and keep an eye on this, but it wasn't playing when I looked at it. So it's driving me mad now. Hiya.
Was you not playing viewers as well? So
What?
I went on the website and I couldn't see it.
It's Facebook. It's on Facebook.
Yeah, I went on Facebook and see it.
Couldn't you?
It might have been just my phone, but I was on the NEC.
It must have been there because it's reached nearly 8,000 people. Okay, people, come on in. Grab a seat. Gents, do you want a seat? Have a seat. Oh, you want to see Glenn? Okay. Come on in, guys. Grab a seat. Dom's getting ready. He's going to be doing his rabbit lasagna dish. Looks like he's going to be making fresh pasta for us. So he's going to talk us through or at least he's got the pasta made by the looks of things. So he's going to roll it out. Foie gras. Yeah. Get off the stage. Come on in, guys. We got 11 minutes. We'll be kicking off in 11 minutes' time. Is that all right for you, Chef? 11 minutes? Yeah, you all right, guys? Yeah. So, Staff Canteen Live. We cannot put an event on like this without sponsors. So a big thank you to the people that work with us in terms of their support and sponsoring this. Once you've seen the shows, go and have a chat with the guys over there at Westlands. As Glyn was saying earlier, he uses micro-herbs. It's all about using things in moderation, of course. Go and have a chat with Will and James over there at Westlands. They can talk you through a whole range of micro-herbs. Directly behind you, in front of me, we've got the team at Chef Works Europe. Go and have a chat with those guys over there. They've got all the traditional Chef Works wear, but also they've got some really, really smart, cool, new product ranges coming out there. Luke was wearing one of their aprons today. Go and have a chat with the team over there at Chef Works. In front of me to my left, but directly behind you, we've got the team from Calabao. As I said earlier, Luke is our most watched video on YouTube, just under 400,000 views. He did a recipe using Calabao chocolate, his take on Millionaire Shortbread. Go and have a chat with the team at Calabao. They've got technicians on the road, specialists on the road that can come and work with you on what type of chocolate you should be using, ideas. They've got a chocolate academy. So go and have a chat with the team at Calabao. Also, a big thank you to Pommery Champagne, who's supplying us with champagne in the VIP area. Eco Pure Waters for keeping us hydrated. Also, a big thank you to Clifton Food Range, who very kindly lent us the water bath. Some of the chefs using that today. Also, a big thank you to UCB College. So UCB College are working with us. Students here from UCB College working with the chefs on stage today. Rex Martins. All of the pans, equipment sponsored by Rex Martins. So anything the chefs are using, big thank you to Rex Martins. Induced Energy, just over here, just next to Westlands. Go and have a chat with the team at Induced Energy. The chefs are cooking off their induction hobs. More and more chefs now are using induction, obviously. It's fuel efficient, better working environment in the kitchen. Go and have a chat with them. Okay, so come on in, ladies and gentlemen. We've got 9 minutes. Grab a seat. Come on in and grab a seat. Dominic Chapman's going to be on stage. Dom's going to be doing his signature dish of rabbit lasagna. Chef, when you plate up, on the corner, can you put the plate on the corner of that board? Because that then
one plate there, yeah?
Yeah, one plate there. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, the other one's just for a photo. Cool. Yeah. Yeah, that'd be great. Yeah, please, definitely. Okay, as I said, we've live streamed that onto our Facebook page. It's now gone over 8,000, so we've reached over 8,000 people on that stream. I know Cara was doing Instagram Live. We had over 707 interactions on Instagram Live. If you're on Twitter, you can get us on Twitter. Tweet us. If you're here, take a picture, tweet us. We're at Canteen Tweets. Use the hashtag TSC Live, which is here. Okay, use the hashtag. We'll try and retweet it. If you want to follow us on Instagram, we're on Instagram /The Staff Canteen. If you want to watch us on YouTube, I think we've got 72,000 subscribers at the moment on YouTube. Hopefully very shortly we're going to be having a video go up. I hope, maybe not. So if you want to follow us on YouTube, we're /Staff Canteen on YouTube, because I forgot the. But you can get us on YouTube. If you want to follow us on Facebook or like us on Facebook, we are obviously Facebook /The Staff Canteen. So there's lots and lots of ways of interacting with us. That's my phone. Okay.
Albert, head chef of Midsummer House. Within working at Midsummer House, I've changed massively. I've learnt how to manage staff and to get the most out of your team. In the food style, you know, initially there was a large amount of elements on the plate and quite a few flavours, and over the years it's almost been simplified. The Great British Menu has been a fantastic experience. It's a long process. It was ongoing for almost 5 months. And it really started off by my boss Daniel Clifford just talking to me, asking me to do it. I thought, yeah, it'd be a bit of a challenge and it would be a bit of a laugh, with good fun. The dish that I got through to the banquet is actually called Ordinary to Extraordinary. And the inspiration really came from the dish was there's so many people that's done so much and they're really humble and they've given so much to others. Getting into the final, it's going to open my profile, make people know who I am. And also it's going to bring massive attention to Midsummer House. And you know, we're a team here, we're not just individuals, and to get where I have done at Great British Menu is a massive team effort. So I'm Mark Abbott, head chef of Midsummer House. Within working at Midsummer House, I've changed massively. I've learnt how to manage staff and to get the most out of your team. In the food style, you know, initially there was a large amount of elements on the plate and quite a few flavours, and over the years it's almost been simplified. The Great British Menu has been a fantastic experience. It's a long process. It was ongoing for almost 5 months. And it really started off by my boss Daniel Clifford just talking to me, asking would I do it. I thought, yeah, it'd be a bit of a challenge and it would be a bit of a laugh, with good fun. The dish that I got through to the banquet is actually called Ordinary to Extraordinary. And the inspiration really came from the dish was there's so many people that's done so much and they're really humble and they've given so much to others. Getting into the final, it's going to open my profile, make people know who I am. And also it's going to bring massive attention to Midsummer House. And you know, we're a team here, we're not just individuals, and to get where I have done at Great British Menu is a massive team effort. So I'm Mark Abbott, head chef of Midsummer House. Within working at Midsummer House, I've changed massively. I've learnt how to manage staff and to get the most out of your team. In the food style, you know, initially there was a large amount of elements on the plate and quite a few flavours, and over the years it's almost been simplified. The Great British Menu has been a fantastic experience. It's a long process. It was ongoing for almost 5 months. And it really started off by my boss Daniel Clifford just talking to me, asking would I do it. I thought, yeah, it'd be a bit of a challenge and it would be a bit of a laugh, with good fun. The dish that I got through to the banquet is actually called Ordinary to Extraordinary. And the inspiration really came from the dish was there's so many people that's done so much and they're really humble and they've given so much to others. Getting into the final, it's going to open my profile, make people know who I am. And also it's going to bring massive attention to Midsummer House. And you know, we're a team here, we're not just individuals, and to get where I have done at Great British Menu is a massive team effort.
So download the app, it's free to download. I think we've done about 35,000 downloads the last time I had a look. So download the app. Okay, it's free to use. So Dom's going to be on stage in a minute. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this lady here is going to be coming around scanning you. If you let us scan your badge, we'll enter you into a competition to win this book here. It's a book by a chef from the Netherlands, Jonny Boer, who we filmed 2 or 3 years ago. Okay, so Jonny's a 3-star chef from Zwilling in the Netherlands. That's his book. If you let us scan you, you go into a competition, we draw you out of a hat. Okay, so we're about 25, 30 seconds away. Stay there, mate. Okay, 8, 7, 6. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for Dominic Chapman. Okay, just before we start, give us all a massive wave. We're streaming this on YouTube, streaming it on Facebook. Say hello, hi mum. If any of you should be at work and skived off, don't do that. Chef, what are you cooking?
Okay, I'm going to, good afternoon. I'm going to cook rabbit lasagna, which is a dish that is very, very popular in the restaurant and something I put on about 6 or 7 years ago. I can't take it off. People say, where is the rabbit lasagna if I try and take it off? It's one of those dishes. And it's a great dish, and I love it. I love cooking it. It still gives me excitement when I cook it. So yeah, that's what I'm doing today, rabbit lasagna.
Off you go, Chef. Talk us through it.
Okay, so first, we've got a few things to do, so I need to get into it. Kerry's my help here. I'm going to get him rolling pasta. First of all, what I'd want to do is make some pasta. Now, making pasta is very, very simple. It's also so much better than the dried stuff. Bought pasta in the shops is lovely. Fresh pasta bought from the shops is lovely. But there's something about making your own pasta, getting a real feel for the dough. And it's very, very simple. A lovely refined flour, 00 Italian pasta flour, egg yolks. Egg yolks enrich it. And then what you do is a little splash of water or olive oil, a little bit of seasoning. That's it. And
we are live on Facebook.
You kind of mix it very, very gently. And then what we like to do in the restaurants, and this works brilliantly, is you put it into a backpack bag, still quite dry. You seal it, and the backpack bag brings it all together. And as it sits, it creates more moisture, and you end up with a perfect pasta. This is something I made a little bit earlier, or one of my chefs made a little bit earlier. If this is too wet, we are going to have a nightmare on stage. I think it's all right.
They haven't stitched you up then?
They haven't stitched me up. So basically, it wants to be like Play-Doh, pliable. So you can put it through the machine, you can work it, and you get a really nice fine pasta, which is delicate and silky on the tongue. And that's what it's all about. So rather than making pasta here now, I've got lovely flour, eggs, little bit of olive oil, seasoning. Bring that together. Then I'll rest that. That's your pasta made. It'll take 2 minutes to make that.
Do you use any specific flour, Dom?
00.
00 flour.
00 refined flour. It's all about the texture. You want something really fine, and 00 works very, very well.
Okay.
If you wanted to use plain flour, you could get away with it. For me, I'm a little bit of a, I want things to be refined and delicious.
00. If people want to make it at home, where can they get that?
Supermarket.
Tesco's,
Waitrose, wherever, They sell 00 in the supermarkets, and they sell beautiful fresh pasta in the supermarket. To make pasta, really you need a proper pasta machine, so you get it nice and thin. But, people do use a rolling pin, twirl it up, and cut it with a knife. For me, the pasta machine, which is very, very easy to use, is just a great bit of kit. And I couldn't run my kitchen without a pasta machine. We do loads of stuff, whether it's lasagnas, whether it's linguine, pappardelle, all sorts of different things. They're also very, very good for breads. You make a nice bread dough, and you put it through the pasta machine, lovely flatbreads and things like that, and different flavors, thin garlic flatbread, or kind of we do a black olive flatbread, which is lovely. So, chef, are you ready for this? So, rolling the pasta, take a little bit, make it into a nice shape.
Anyone in the audience making fresh pasta?
Make it into a nice shape, and then just feed it through the machine.
So
and we start on a nice...
After today, then there will be lots of you put your hands up when I ask that question again.
Setting.
He makes fresh pasta,
Go through a couple of times, okay?
Couple of
times. All right? And then you take it right down to 0. Any problems, give me a shout.
Dom, great career. You've worked at Waterside, Fat Duck, obviously the Royal Oak. What decided you to go to the Beehive? What's the sort of rationale and the thinking behind that? Is it because it's your own?
Yeah, I mean, I've grown up in restaurants. My whole life I've been around restaurants, love restaurants. I'm passionate about this industry. I'm passionate about my restaurant. I'm passionate about going out to other people's restaurant and eating and seeing what people are doing. I love everything about it. But, as a chef, as a young chef, you dream of having your own restaurant. That should be everybody's aspiration. Well, it shouldn't be everybody's aspiration, but it was my aspiration to have my own restaurant. And, you know, listen, I've worked at some good places, was in London for 10 years, ended up with Heston at the Fat Duck for a good few years, ended up going somewhere else, winning a Michelin star, various other accolades. But then you know, that burning ambition to open your own restaurant, you know, it drives you every day. And then something became available. I got a young family. The restaurant in the village that my kids go to school in became available. And luckily enough, I was able to buy it. I've been there 2 years now. We're now in our 3rd year, and I absolutely love every minute of it. It's not just about the food these days. It's about our customers, our guests that come through the door and enjoy what we're doing. You know, we offer them beautiful drinks. We offer them special sorts of days, you know, Burns night on Wednesday, guest chef evenings, all sorts of other things that we do. It's just brilliant. Having your own restaurant, I wouldn't want to do anything else. I really wouldn't. I wake up in the morning, I go to work, and it might be, you know, changing a light fitting or cooking a new dish or, you know, training up a young chef. Everything about the job is just brilliant. And, yeah, I love it.
So, Rabbit, talk us through what we're doing.
Right, okay, so for my lasagna, I want rabbit, which is beautiful. This is a farmed rabbit. Simply, I couldn't get a wild rabbit this morning, so I got a farm rabbit instead, just for this. The farm rabbits, as long as you know what you're buying, are very, very good. The wild rabbits are also very, very nice, but again, they're inconsistent, and that's the problem with rabbit in this country. It's beautiful. It's such a good product, but you've got to be careful what you're buying and know what you're buying, because they can be too skinny, or, you know, they can be farmed in not a very kind of nice manner, which is not good really. But as a meat for eating, I use rabbit a lot. Whether it's a braised dish, whether it's in this lasagna mix, whether it's, you know, a little salad with all the kidneys and livers and all that sort of stuff. You know, there's lots of different ways of cooking rabbit. The legs you want to braise.
I think that man needs a job, Dom. Look at the pasta.
Good man, good man. Right, okay. Just do me a favour, on this board, just cut it into little sheets like this, okay? Just so it's manageable. Okay, that's fine. Just put 3 sheets like that on the board, and then we'll cut it into the shapes we need in a second. So for me, great, thank you. So for me, what I do with these legs, okay, I'll salt these down. And marinate them for 24 hours, or salt them for 24 hours. And how I do that is literally, I take some aromats, okay, put some thyme, some bay, some garlic into a bowl or a tray, put my rabbit legs in there, sprinkling of salt, and let them sit for 24 hours. That's salting my rabbits. Also, the rabbit can be quite dry, so I want a bit of pork, okay, and that pork is going to add a little bit of juiciness to my mix, because, you know, we all know a rabbit. There's not a lot of fat on a rabbit, is there? So this works. The pig works as a very, very good vehicle to add some, you know, juicy fat loveliness to the dish. Again, salt that as well.
And what is that, belly of pork you're using, Dom?
Yeah, I use a belly of pork.
Yeah.
A belly of pork is perfect. Loads of fat, loads of meat, a nice balance.
You chefs have shot the price of belly of pork up. Since you all made it fashionable, it's now gone through the roof.
You know what? There's no food these days that's not expensive. Oxtail, ridiculous. You know, ox cheeks, ridiculous. Belly pork, ridiculous. Even calf's liver.
Yeah.
Calf's liver, you know, cheap. Everybody puts calf's liver on. It's so expensive, you know. It's a real shame, really, you know. So, I mean, in answer to that, use game. I love game. Pheasant, partridge, grouse, deer, you know, all local, all wild. People come and hang partridge over my gate. Deer, you know, stalkers go out, get a deer, bring it in. We cut it up. That's fun as well, you know. I mean, you know, you get a deer, whole deer, you cut it up, and then you cook it. You get the lamb chops, you braise the haunches, all that sort of stuff. Have the liver for breakfast if you're out shooting, because that's quite fun. It's just fun, isn't it? You know, we all love to eat. We should know what we're eating, and if you get excited about cooking different sort of produce, then it's great. So back to the rabbit. No problem. Back to the rabbit. I've salted my legs and shoulders down. To be honest with you, the saddle for the lasagna is too good. You know, I'm not going to get a nice texture from a confit piece of of saddle. So what I do is go on to another dish, do the lovely fillets of rabbit with something, you know, with the livers, and use the whole thing, which is really, really important. So moving on quickly. Pasta's rolled, good job. Pork, rabbit, it's all salted down. We'll wait here for 24 hours and then I'll crack on.
Dom, why do you think we've seen a re-emergence of the sort of great British pub? I mean, I guess probably the most famous one is Tom's with the Hand and Flowers. But obviously we've got yourself, the Heinz Head, and there's, you know, lots and lots of people are doing great food in pubs. Why do you think that's sort of back in vogue, so to speak?
You know what? Pubs have been around forever.
Yeah.
Pubs are very, very British institution. Everybody loves to go to the pub. People are slowing down drinking. People are not smoking so much. So pubs are suffering. So we need to sort of we've had to introduce food to the British pub, and good food. And the more chefs that come through, and there are a lot of good chefs in this country these days. There really are, you know. And a pub can be a little bit more informal. Potentially, the breweries make it easier to get a lease in a pub. I'm talking about the Heinz Head. I worked at the Heinz Head for a while.
Yep.
So I've done a few pubs. I've worked in pubs in London. I've done a few pubs now, and you know, if I go out and eat, I think of where do I want to go and eat, and I think about going to eat in a pub. You know, somewhere like the Hand and Flowers, somewhere like the Sportsman.
Yep.
I love all those sort of places, and there's so many other places as well. You know, pubs doing really great food, not Michelin star. You know, Bib Gourmand, all that sort of stuff. But you know, for me, the British pub is an institution, and I think that's why more and more chefs are going in there and trying to do something a bit different. Okay, sorry, moving on to my lasagna again. In the mix, rabbit, pork, some mushrooms, lovely wild mushrooms, which I'm just going to saute off very, very quickly. And this is all about getting as much flavour in there as well. I'm also going to put some foie gras in there, just for a little bit extra flavour. That's probably my Michelin French training kicking in.
Ooh,
But
that's got water in it.
but pork belly, rabbit, mushrooms, foie gras. If you could do me a favour, weigh those into 40-gram balls. If
Anyone's got any questions, stick your hand in the air. We'll come out with the microphone and ask you a question. You can ask the question to Dom, sorry. Anyone got any questions so far? Anyone like to ask this gentleman a question?
So 40-gram balls.
You were all very shy with Glyn earlier, and
that-
then you all
that's
warmed
good,
up
okay.
after a bit.
Or if you haven't got a scale, okay, 40 grams, nice tight balls, okay. This is my rabbit mix that I've already made, okay. So I've confit my rabbit and pork for about 2.5 hours, 3 hours, something like that, until it's beautifully tender. Then I'll shred it down. So there's no bone in there or anything like that. Add my foie gras. I'll also add a reduction of port, a reduction of brandy, and a reduction of Madeira. They'll go into a pan, and they'll just add real sweetness to the mix and make it just even more juicy and delicious, which is what it's all about at the end of the day. I want as much flavour in everything I do as I possibly can get. Nobody wants to eat bland food, unseasoned food, so you need to build up the layers. And if you can kind of build up the layers subtly, and they all work, then that's what it's all about at the end of the day for me. Okay, these lovely wild mushrooms, we've sautéed them off. They've got some colour, which is what you want. Again, you know, for me, a wild mushroom with no colour has no flavour, and it can be pretty boring, really.
Hopefully
So
you can all smell that. Can you? Smells delicious, doesn't it, already? Just the smell.
you just need a bit of garlic in there, and then we can pass those round, actually. But why don't we pass it? You know,
Okay, can we
try some
get some
mushrooms?
taster cups and pass them round? It's what I said earlier. If you sat down, you're going to get samples.
Okay, there we go. So those.
Do you need some of those keeping back, chef? Though.
Yeah.
Go careful, because they'll end
Yeah,
up all going out.
Just
Okay.
keep a little pot back for me. Right, mushrooms done. Next is the sauce, which I should have probably got on first of all, but there you go. So the sauce, what I've done here, again, talk about making layers, okay? All about layers of flavour. This is a beautiful ham stock that I've made here. So loads of flavour, slightly salted from the ham. I'm going to bring that down, and I buy ham hocks. I cook them for a good few hours, get the lovely stock from them, beautiful, and I put the ham hock in. I put the ham hock in loads of other stuff. it's a lovely sauce which is very, very versatile. You know, you can use it for all sorts of different things. Yeah, no problem. So stocks on this beautiful induction hob are going to come down very, very quickly. Pasta rolled. That's doing what it's supposed to be doing. That's there.
Dom, if anyone comes to your pub and has this wonderful dish, what do you charge them for this? And
Okay.
is it part of a tasting menu? Is it a la carte dish? How does it serve?
Okay, so if you want to come and have this dish off the a la carte, it's going to cost you £10.50.
Wow, that's amazing value.
It's going to cost you £10.50. We are beginning to start. Like I say, I've only been in the restaurant 2 years. Okay, this is our 3rd year. We're beginning to do a tasting menu, and that tasting menu is going to be very, very personal, and it's going to be all about the pub and where we are and pub classics. The lasagna, a smaller version, will be on that menu. Fish and chips will be on that menu. Other little classics, I do a Scotch egg, which is quite famous, will be on that menu. It's going to be a really fun.
Didn't you do that with Chris Evans on Radio 2?
Yeah, done it with Chris Evans. Done it. I mean, that all started at the Hind's Head, to be honest with you, many years ago. And you know, like we're talking, I think 13 years ago now, and Scotch eggs have gone everywhere. And you know, that really did start, you know, at the Hind's Head, and it was a little bit of went through the roof with various different people. And yeah, Chris Evans used to come all the time to the restaurant, eat the Scotch eggs, loved the Scotch eggs, went on the BBC, his Radio 2 programme, made him Scotch eggs for his birthday. That was fun. All these things we do as a chef is great fun. You know, it is hard work. You're in the kitchen every day. I was in the kitchen at 6:30 this morning, making sure everything was okay, getting this stuff together to get up here.
So coming out in the audience now, we've got the wild mushrooms. So these are going to form part of the dish. This is what we saw Dom sauteing off earlier. Have a taste of those.
You can chop a little bit.
I've kept you those back, Dom. Yeah.
Chop a few of those if you can. Okay. Just chop. Not really fine. Just put your knife through them. Okay. Just.
Okay. Any questions for Dom as he starts to put this together now? £10.50 to eat that dish in a restaurant. Foie gras, rabbit, pork belly, marinated for 24 hours. Chef's time. That has to be amazing value for money, doesn't it? £10.50.
It's not
Bear
bad,
in
is
mind,
it?
the VAT man takes 20% of that. So, you know, perhaps that's another reason we're seeing the emergence of, you know, great pubs. It's great food at affordable prices.
Yeah, exactly. You know, but it's not easy. You've got to be clever.
Yeah.
You know, people, believe it or not, still turn around and say you're expensive.
Get rid of that if it's in your way, mate.
You know, I'm not driving around in a Ferrari. Yeah, but we love what we do. I love what I do, and if you keep striving to get better and better and better, I think you will succeed. You know. Thank you. Right, so we're really close now. I've got my sauce, which is working absolutely beautiful. This young man has done a brilliant job on the pasta, which is great. Once that sauce is down and it's getting there now, I'm just going to add cream to it. I'll season it up, and that's ready to go. And then we're pretty much ready to plate. The lasagnas.
I've put that plate in the right position. Don't do that chefy thing of moving it forward, all right?
The lasagnas, okay. So what we need to do, just cut this pasta down to the right shape, all right? So that's what you want.
So do you cook this a la minute in the restaurant, Dom?
No, we do a few up in the morning.
Yeah.
We'll do a few up in the morning, and they'll sit in the fridge for service, and then we steam them.
Okay.
All right, that is what you want, okay? And just put it through the machine one more time like that. Okay, get it like that. Put it through the machine just like that, okay? Beautiful.
Okay, anyone got any questions? How are the wild mushrooms? Good?
Okay, that's
Excellent.
what you want. That you can get rid of.
You have a question? Hold on 2 secs. Hang on, I'll come down. Hold on 2 secs.
How far in advance does one have to book to actually get a table at the restaurant? Yeah. Dom? Hi. To actually book a table, or can we just turn up?
I recommend booking a table, but of course, you know, turn up and we'll see what we can do. Yesterday, for example, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, book a table.
Yeah.
Book a table.
But during the week, we're okay, yeah?
During the
we're
week.
not far from you.
Yeah, well, come on
So-
down. Yeah, come on down. It's advisable to book a table because I don't want you to be disappointed, you know.
Sure.
Because as much as I'd say yes to everybody, I have a restaurant manager who kind of gets upset with me sometimes.
No, that's great. Okay, we'll try that.
But no, book a table to be safe, but you know, you turn up and we'll look after you. Right, okay. Did that go through the pasta machine one more time? Just put it through just to get it extra fine and extra beautiful. Right, next. 11 minutes, we're going, okay. Come on. Let's get this down. Right, I'm going to start building the pasta or the lasagna. And how we do that, sheet of pasta goes into the water. That's it, comes out of the water. Onto our board. Okay, so we just need to lay that out flat. Got any baking paper anywhere? Yeah, I got some sheets here. I got some sheets here. That's okay.
You all right?
Yeah. Okay, so we want the pasta to go on there. Okay. That goes on there like that. Has that been through the machine? Yeah. Can I get 4 bits of baking paper, just little squares? Thank you. Okay, has that been through the machine again? Lovely. All right. So pasta goes in, pasta comes out. Really, really quick. Just in and out. That's all I want. Okay. Then
Dom is making that up. Has anyone else got any questions for Dom? Anyone else got any questions? If you got a question, just put your hand up. I'll bring the microphone out to you.
Okay, that's what we want. All right, just like that. Okay, just when we get the bits of baking paper, we'll pop it
Back
on there.
for service tonight, chef?
Yeah, I'm back. So after lunch, we'll drive home, and yeah, back into it, which is it's all right. Monday, don't know what's going on. We'll find out when we get back.
Are you open 7 days?
We're open 7 days. We close on a Sunday evening.
Okay.
Close on a Sunday evening. Just going to make a little steamer here. Steam these lasagnas. So on service, we make the lasagnas in the morning, have a steamer set up, but we have a thermo, all nice. They pop in there for 5 minutes. Job done. Cool. Really, really nice. Okay, that's ticking away. How long we got?
9 minutes.
9 minutes. Perfect. That's good. How's our baking paper coming on?
Don't forget, if anyone's got any questions, pop your hand up. If you're taking any photos,
Lovely.
if you put it on Instagram, use our hashtag TSC Live. We'll try and comment on it or share it for you. If you're on Twitter, we're at Canteen Tweets on Twitter. If you want to follow us on Facebook, / The Staff Canteen. You can watch our live stream. If you miss any of this, you can go back and watch it later. As I said earlier, the last time I looked, we live streamed Glenny, reached 8,000 people. No pressure, Dom.
Right, we're just making these lasagnas up now, and we're doing all right, actually.
So how many of these do you normally sell a week, Dom?
Oh God, 40,
40,
50.
Wow,
quite a lot. Keep going. Keep giving me the pasta. Right, lovely. Okay, that goes on there like that. Okay, another little pasta. Okay, that's one done. All right. That's been through the pasta machine again. Yeah, quite a lot. They're a popular dish, and like I say, you can't really take them off. Okay, I'm going to finish my sauce now. The hot sauce is down. I'm just going to add the cream, then bring that to the right consistency as well. And you've got to be really, really careful with the cream because it tends to go everywhere, but I'll watch it. Okay, beautiful. That's enough of that. Okay, let's get that going. Lasagna been through? Pasta been through? That's okay. Watch your fingers. You right? Okay. One done. Okay, we need another one like that. Can you do that? Give me. You put that there. Okay, give me the pasta, and then you can build them up. All right, that goes in like that. That's going up. That goes in like that. Okay, straight on there. Build them up, yeah? You know what you're doing? Okay, lovely. Okay, that's good. Mushrooms we've got. That's good. Little tasting spoon. Got a spoon anywhere?
What do you need, chef?
I just need something to taste the sauce. Make sure we're right. Just a little spoon. Perfect. That's perfect. Thank you.
Lots of young chefs watching. How important is it to taste, Dom?
Taste. You know, so many people put a dish in front of you, young chefs, and there's no seasoning in it. It doesn't taste of anything.
You got any water?
You know,
just a little pot
it's so important. It's we're eating food at the end of the day, and you want it to taste nice. That's what we do. You want it to look nice, but you want it to taste nice as well. Okay, great. That's good. All right.
Okay, so we got our 2 portions of lasagna almost ready now.
Sauce is there.
Well done. Cheers.
Got some lovely herbs coming up. All right, just straight in and out, okay? Really quick, straight in and out. All right, lovely. Then stick that on top of that. Okay.
5 minutes, chef.
5 minutes, perfect. We're good. My makeshift steamer, lasagnas go in. They go in for about 4 minutes.
Wow, perfect timing.
Okay. How's my sauce? That's good.
Anyone got any questions?
Come on, I'm ready for questions now.
Don't worry, they all open up at the end because we won't let them eat anything unless they ask questions. That's what it is. We've learnt that over the years. You remember you did one in Bournemouth for us as well, didn't you? You did one of the first StaffCanteen lives. So we learnt that. We build every year. We learn on it. You know, we bribe them with mugs. We bribe them with food.
Okay, there's our. The other thing about these lasagnas is what's so important is getting the pasta right. You know, it's so important that the pasta's the right consistency, thickness. Too thick and it makes the dish very very rough, you know, when it's actually a very, very delicate dish. Okay, we're good now. Mushrooms. So these are ticking. There'll be about 4 minutes, 3 minutes. Mushrooms go into the sauce. Again, sauce comes down to the right consistency. All this can start to go actually now, thank you. Sauce comes down to the right consistency.
Guys, what we do, if you've got any more little sample cups, we'll get some of the sauce out, if that's possible.
Any questions? We're nearly there.
Yes, got a question here. Okay, if you can, when I come over, if you can introduce yourself and then ask the question, please.
I'm actually, my son is studying at Westminster Kingsway at the moment. He's actually watching you live now. And he's asking one good piece of advice would you give a young chef who's the first year of training for him to achieve what you've achieved? What factor has helped you?
So
Characteristic or
for me,
for you?
working with the best people in the industry has really helped me to move forward, you know.
Yeah.
Find people you like, find people that kind of you respect, go and work for them, give them a call, say, listen, have you got a job in my kitchen? You know, if you're a student, we get a lot of young students coming into work for free on their weekends, you know. And when you see that, when you see a young guy, you know, going the extra mile, you know, when you have a position, you want to offer them a job. So for me, go and work for good people, and work hard, you know.
Yeah. Thank you.
This industry, we like young people to work hard, show passion, and they'll do very, very well.
Thank you.
Great question. You nearly had 2 then. Sorry. Okay, so we're ready to plate up, chef?
We're ready to plate up.
Okay.
All right, so
Bang on time.
my lasagna's been in the steamer.
Have we got some sample pots here? We can get some sauce out, guys.
I need one more minute.
What we'll do is
And then we're done.
when Dom's sauced up, we'll give you the pan, as long as you've got the pots ready.
Okay, sauce is good. Another plate there.
Okay, just while Dom's doing that, when Dom's finished, we're going to have some questions for Dom. So get your talking boots on. We're going to have some questions for Dom. The team at UCB are going to clear down. We're going to do some interviews with Dom over here. And then next up on stage, we've got Andre Garrett. So Andre's just around the corner from Dom. He's at a hotel called the Cliveden. He used to work at Gelvin's Windows. And Andre's going to be doing an amazing turbot dish for us. So Andre's going to be on at 1 o'clock.
Right, let's go.
Okay, chef, off we go.
So, try not to burn myself now. Steamers are an
No.
absolute
Never good on a live stage.
killer for burns. So, lasagna's out. Carefully take them out of there. Onto the board. Do you want to do one? Okay, what we need to do is just trim it up. So you've got your knife, haven't you? I'll do that one. You just come, just
Can
watch
I
me.
move that back over there, chef? Is that
Yeah,
right?
can
Just
I-
so it's out of the way of the camera.
I'll get rid
or out
actually.
of the way, yeah, sure. Cheers.
Okay, Kerry, I'll just show you this. Just trim off any excess pasta, okay? Just around so it's nice and round. And then very carefully into the middle of the plate. Okay, that's fine. Carefully into the middle of the plate. Little sauce over the top. Wild mushrooms in the sauce. You want to be nice and generous with the sauce. It's so delicious and the pasta will suck it up. Okay, see what I'm doing? Lasagna in the middle of the plate. Nice sauce on top, okay? And then, just to add some colour, some nice chervil I like to use. I think it adds a good flavour to it as well. These guys over here are doing some fantastic micro herbs. You should go and have a look if you don't know much about them. Okay, there we go.
Ladies and gentlemen, Dominic Chapman, rabbit lasagna. Put your hands together. Bang on
Thank you.
time. Okay, so I'm going to come into the audience. Who wants to ask Dom a question? Have a think about some questions. I'm going to come into the audience.
Perfect.
We're going to
Little
do
bit over
some
here.
photographs, some social media.
Just a touch.
I'm going to come into the audience with questions. Anyone
Okay,
got a
lovely.
question for Dom they want to ask him? Any questions? Yes. Okay, if you can introduce yourself and then ask the question.
Hello, I'm Harriet.
Hiya, how you doing?
Roughly what sort of covers do you do on a Friday, Saturday?
Okay, so yesterday, Sunday lunch, we did 90 covers. Saturday night, 70 covers. Saturday lunch, 45 covers, 50 covers. We're quite busy. Run an a la carte menu. You know, everything's cooked a la minute. Everything's finished with herbs, finished with butter, finished, cleaned plates, all that sort of stuff. It's busy. It's rock and roll. Work with kind of 4-5 people in the kitchen.
Okay.
Everybody's on a section. Luckily enough, if there's 5 in the kitchen, I might do the pass. Otherwise, I'm cooking sauce, doing the pass. You know, it's a rock and roll little place, but I love it.
Sounds excellent. Thank you.
Great question, thank you. And again, if you could just introduce yourself and then ask the question.
Philip Marsh. I just wanted. I missed the filling of the lasagna. Could you just run over the ingredients?
Yeah. So rabbit, shoulder and legs, salted down confit. A little bit of pork belly in there just to keep it nice and delicious and moist, so it's not too dry. A little bit of foie gras, wild mushrooms, a reduction, Madeira port brandy, and seasoning.
Good, thanks.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Any other questions? Yes, madam. Okay, if you can introduce yourself and then ask the question.
Hi, I'm
Cheers.
Anne. What's your favourite new piece of equipment in your kitchen?
My favourite new piece of equipment in my kitchen. Oh God. As in modern equipment,
Yeah,
or
or if you were to buy a piece of equipment here, is there anything you would have your eye on?
you know what? That's a really hard question. if I could go in here and buy anything, I'd probably buy a pressure brat pan, just because they make beautiful sauces, but they're not cheap.
No. Thank you.
Anyone else got a question for Dom? Anyone else got a question? Right, chef? Okay, so, yes, my apologies. Sorry, I didn't see your hand up there. Okay. No, that's okay. Okay, introduce yourself and then ask Dom the question.
Hiya, I'm Sarah, and I was just wondering, to get to the position you're at now, how much experience do you have with pastry and stuff?
How much experience do I have in pastry?
Yeah.
I would be lying if I said I was an expert in pastry. However, I employ good people who are expert in pastry and have a real passion for pastry, because I'm quite impatient, and you know, when I do pastry, and I do pastry from time to time, I do get quite impatient with all the little weights and measures. So I know what I like. I like a well-made ice cream. I like things to be made properly, but I tend to try and find a pastry chef to do the more technical stuff, if I'm honest with you.
Okay.
But I do know I could run a pastry section for a week, put it that way.
Fair enough. Thank you.
Okay, any other questions? Okay, just before we say thank you to Dom, just before you all leave as well, if you can go and have a walk around the sponsors' stands, you'll see all the students from UCB College are wearing the uniforms from Chef Works. Chervil supplied by our friends over there at Westlands, Calabar Chocolate, Wild Atlantic Prawns, Clifton Food Range, Pommery Champagne is a glass there for you, Chef.
Excellent. Cheers.
Ladies and gentlemen, Dominic Chapman, thank you very, very much. Okay, so Dom, we're going to whisk Dom away now and do some media work with him over here. We're going to clear down frantically on the stage because we need to be set by 1 o'clock. Got the hugely talented Andre Garrett coming on next. Andre's come up from the Clifton. Andre's going to be cooking an amazing turbot dish for you. So grab a seat, stay where you are. If you want to have a chat with Dom, if you want to do photographs with Dom, I'm sure he can do them over there for you. Dom, can you sign that for me? Yeah. Thank you, Chef. Well done.
Thank you.
Well done. So what was your name?
Kerry.
Kerry. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, big round of applause from Kerry from UCB College.